Hello, my friends. I'm truly glad you're here with me today. Let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever eaten something that's supposed to be healthy, like yogurt, and then ended up feeling kind of off? Maybe your stomach gets upset, you feel bloated or gassy or just not quite right. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Yogurt has a glowing reputation as a digestive powerhouse. It's packed with probiotics, those good bacteria that help your gut, support your immune system, and even play a role in your mood and mental clarity. But here's something many people don't realize. Yogurt is also very sensitive. When it's combined with certain foods, it can actually lose those benefits or worse, cause issues like fermentation, bloating, and digestive discomfort. That's why today we're going to uncover 3 foods you should never mix with yogurt, and more importantly, I'll also share 3 combinations that do work beautifully. These pairings will not only protect yogurt's natural benefits but boost your digestion and overall well-being. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to enjoy yogurt without any of the unpleasant after effects. Why yogurt is so powerful, but so easily affected. As we age, it's common to notice that foods we used to eat without a second thought now leave us feeling sluggish or uncomfortable. That's not just in your head, it's biology. Our digestive systems slow down over time. We produce fewer enzymes and our gut bacteria change. That means how foods combine becomes more important than ever. Yogurt, with its rich probiotic content, can be incredibly healing, especially for older adults. These good bacteria help break down food, protect us from harmful microbes, and even improve mental clarity. But, and this is key, yogurt only works its magic when eaten with the right kinds of foods. Think of it like a natural remedy. Mix it with the wrong thing and it might backfire. Which brings us to today's focus, 3 food pairings that can cause yogurt to lose its benefits or worse, disrupt your digestion. Let's start with a common one that might surprise you. 1. Fruit, especially citrus and melons. You've seen it everywhere. Fruit and yogurt seem like a match made in heaven. Walk down any grocery aisle and you'll see strawberry yogurt, peach yogurt, blueberry yogurt. It's marketed as the healthy duo. But mixing yogurt with certain fruits, especially citrus and melons, can actually do more harm than good. Citrus fruits like oranges, pineapples, and grapefruits are highly acidic. When that acid mixes with the proteins in yogurt, it can cause curdling, not just in your bowl, but in your stomach. That curdled mixture becomes hard to digest, often resulting in bloating, gas, and discomfort. Then there are melons, watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew. These fruits digest very quickly while yogurt takes its time. When eaten together, the melon gets delayed in your digestive system, leading to fermentation and more gas or even diarrhea. Even ancient wellness systems like Ayurveda have long advised against mixing fruit and dairy, especially for people with slower digestion, which includes many of us over 50. Here's a real-life example. My friend Margaret, who's 72 and very health-conscious, used to eat yogurt with grapefruit every morning. And every morning, she felt queasy. We didn't connect the dots until she cut out the citrus and the bloating vanished. We swapped in a warm, gentle option instead, and she hasn't had stomach trouble since. So what works better? Try warm, stewed apples with a pinch of cinnamon. It's soothing, easy on digestion, and incredibly tasty. We'll go deeper into good pairings in a bit, but for now, let's move to the next food you should skip with yogurt. 2. Meat and other heavy proteins. This next one might not be so obvious, but it can really make a difference in how you feel after a meal. Yogurt already contains a decent amount of protein on its own. So when you add more protein-heavy foods like steak, chicken, pork, or eggs, you're giving your digestive system more than it can comfortably handle. See, when your body has to break down multiple dense proteins at once, everything slows down. Food ends up sitting in your stomach longer than it should, and while it's hanging out in there, it can start to ferment or spoil. Not exactly appetizing, right? That's when you get those familiar symptoms: bloating, gas, acid reflux, and even long-term gut irritation. But there's another issue too. A large amount of protein can increase stomach acid to the point where it actually kills off the probiotics in yogurt, the very reason you're eating it in the first place. That means your yogurt loses its benefit entirely. Let me give you a real-world example. A viewer named Robert from Wisconsin shared his story with me. He loved pairing Greek yogurt with his grilled steak dinners. But afterward, he'd always feel overly full, bloated, and sometimes even a bit nauseous. We made a simple switch. He started having yogurt earlier in the day as a snack, or at least 2 hours after eating a heavy meal. And guess what? He told me he hadn't felt that light and comfortable in years. Think of your digestive system like a fireplace. You can't just toss a huge pile of logs on it and expect it clean, even burnt. You need to add fuel gradually and in the right order. So give your body the space it needs to process each food group effectively. Enjoy yogurt on its own or when your system isn't already working hard to digest a heavy meal. 3. Spicy or fried foods. Now let's look at the third group of foods to avoid combining with yogurt: spicy and fried dishes. Don't get me wrong, I love a little spice now and then, and crispy treats have their place. But when it comes to mixing them with yogurt, it's a different story, especially for those of us over 50. Spicy foods like hot peppers, chili sauces, and strong curry blends can irritate the lining of your stomach, especially if your digestion is already a bit sensitive. Then, when you add yogurt, which is naturally cooling and mucus-forming, it sends mixed signals to your gut. Your body can't decide whether to heat up or cool down. This clash can lead to indigestion, gas, bloating, and that uncomfortable heavy feeling, sometimes just minutes after you eat. Fried foods pose their own challenge. They're typically cooked in processed oils that are already hard to digest. Add yogurt to that, and now you've got a rich, heavy combo that can sit in your stomach for hours. The result? Sluggishness, digestive upset, and for some, even inflammation that can show up as joint stiffness, something many older adults are more sensitive to. One woman I spoke with, Gloria, she's 65, had a long-standing Friday night ritual: fried samosas with a yogurt-based dip. She loved the flavor, but the next morning she'd always wake up feeling foggy and weighed down. I suggested she shift her yogurt to earlier in the day with something light. The very next week she messaged me, "I didn't just feel better, honey, I felt younger." That's the magic of working with your digestion, not against it. If you love spicy or fried foods now and then, and hey, who doesn't, just give your yogurt its own time to shine. Let it work its healing magic without being overpowered. Now for the good news, what does work with yogurt? Up until now, we've focused on what not to pair with yogurt. But let's flip the script. Let's talk about what does work, those delicious, nourishing pairings that actually enhance yogurt's benefits and help your body feel its best. These combinations are especially supportive for those of us over 50. They're gentle on the stomach, full of flavor, and help you feel more balanced, energized, and light. Let's explore the top 3, one by one. 1. Cooked apples with cinnamon, a soothing, gut-friendly combo. We always hear about the benefits of raw fruits and vegetables, and yes, they can be great. But as we age, our bodies sometimes need a little extra support. That's where warm, gentle foods come in. One of my all-time favorite pairings with yogurt, especially for anyone over 50, is cooked apples with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Let's start with the apples. These fruits are naturally rich in fiber, antioxidants, and a unique type of soluble fiber called pectin. Pectin is a powerful prebiotic, which means it feeds the healthy gut bacteria that probiotics, like those in yogurt, bring into your system. But here's the catch. Raw apples can be tough to digest for some people as they get older. The skins can be a little rough, the fiber is firmer, and the coolness of raw fruit can even slow down digestion for sensitive stomachs. That all changes when you cook them. Gently simmered apples become soft, easy on the gut, and more soothing to the digestive tract. They're especially helpful if you're dealing with gas, bloating, or irregularity. Now let's talk about cinnamon. This isn't just a cozy spice for fall. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar levels, huge for anyone managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, and also encourages gentle movement through the digestive system. In other words, it helps keep things flowing. But beyond all the science, there's something truly comforting about this combo. The smell of warm apples and cinnamon can instantly bring you back to your mom's kitchen, a cozy holiday memory, or a crisp autumn morning. And now you're bringing that warmth into a meal that also helps your body feel good. So what happens when you stir those warm apples and cinnamon into a bowl of yogurt? You get a beautifully balanced dish. Probiotics from the yogurt, prebiotics from the apples, and metabolic support from the cinnamon. It's a trio that supports your digestion, your energy, and your overall sense of comfort. One viewer, Diane, she's 71, shared her experience with me. She used to have yogurt with fresh berries, but as she got older, it started upsetting her stomach. So she tried switching to stewed apples with cinnamon. Within a week, She said her bloating disappeared, her energy came back, and for the first time in ages, she felt light. Not just in her body, but emotionally, too. Want to try it yourself? Super easy. Just peel and slice 1 or 2 sweet apples. Toss them into a saucepan with a splash of water, and let them simmer gently over low heat for about 10 minutes, until they're soft enough to pierce with a fork. Sprinkle in a little cinnamon, let it cool slightly, then stir into your plain, unsweetened yogurt. Enjoy it as a light breakfast, a calming afternoon snack, or even a gentle dessert after dinner. This is pure comfort food with purpose. 2. Ground flax seeds or chia seeds. Tiny seeds, huge benefits. Sometimes the smallest ingredients carry the biggest punch, and flax seeds and chia seeds are a perfect example. These little seeds are packed with nutrients that support digestion, heart health, and overall wellness. And for those of us in our later years, they offer exactly the kind of gentle support our bodies need. Let's start with flax seeds. These are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are known for their anti-inflammatory properties. That matters because gut inflammation is a hidden culprit behind a lot of the discomforts people face as they age, like bloating, sluggish digestion, or constipation. Omega-3s help calm things down and support a healthier gut lining. Flax seeds are also full of soluble fiber, which adds bulk to your stool and supports regular elimination, a common struggle for older adults. Plus, they contain lignans, powerful antioxidants that may help with hormone balance and offer protection against age-related diseases. Just 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed added to your yogurt is like giving your body a gentle, daily cleanse with a bonus dose of anti-inflammatory nutrients. Now let's talk about chia seeds. These little gems work a bit differently but are just as effective. When soaked in liquid, chia seeds form a soft, gel-like texture. That gel helps coat and soothe the digestive tract, acting like a natural lubricant for your intestines. Incredibly helpful for anyone dealing with constipation or a sluggish gut. On top of that, chia seeds are a great source of fiber, plant-based protein, and minerals like magnesium and calcium, all of which are crucial for maintaining energy, muscle function, and strong bones. Best of all, they're naturally gluten-free, low in sugar, and incredibly easy to add to your routine. When you stir ground flax or soak chia seeds into your yogurt, you're not only boosting your fiber intake, you're also creating the perfect environment for probiotics to thrive. The result? Better digestion, less discomfort, and a gut that feels supported, not stressed. 3. Cooked or soaked oats, a comforting companion for yogurt and digestion. When we think of comfort food, something warm, wholesome, and familiar, oats often come to mind. They've been a staple in kitchens for generations, and with good reason. Oats are simple, nourishing, easy to prepare, and incredibly gentle on the digestive system. But here's something you might not know. Oats and yogurt make a surprisingly powerful team, especially for anyone looking to support their gut health later in life. Let's break it down. Oats are rich in a unique type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which has been shown to help lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and strengthen the immune system. But they're also prebiotic, meaning they provide fuel for the beneficial bacteria that probiotics, like those in yogurt, introduce into your gut. Think of it like this: yogurt brings in the good bacteria and oats feed them so they can flourish. That's why this combination isn't just satisfying, it's synergistic. It creates an environment in your gut where healthy bacteria can truly thrive. But preparation is key. Raw, dry oats, especially the instant kind, can be harsh on digestion. They're dense and hard, and for those with sensitive systems, they can cause bloating or discomfort. That's why it's best to either cook your oats or soak them ahead of time. Cooked oats, gently simmered with water or milk, become soft and warm, far easier to digest. Let them cool just slightly, then stir in a generous spoonful of plain, unsweetened yogurt. The result? A creamy, comforting, gut-friendly bowl that's as healing as it is hearty. Overnight oats are another great option, especially if mornings are rushed. Just mix dry oats with yogurt and a splash of your preferred liquid, like almond milk or water, and let the mixture sit in the fridge overnight. By morning, the oats will be tender, the flavors will have melded, and you'll have a satisfying, no-cook breakfast ready to go. Want to take it up a notch? Add a sprinkle of cinnamon, a spoonful of ground flaxseed, or a bit of warm stewed fruit like apples. You'll turn a simple bowl of oats into a complete, nourishing meal that supports digestion, energy, and balance. Let me tell you about Evelyn, a kind-hearted woman in her 70s from Michigan. She told me she had stopped eating oats years ago because they always made her feel bloated. When I asked how she had been preparing them, it turned out she was using dry instant oats with cold milk. No wonder her digestion was struggling. We made one small shift. She started cooking her oats gently, then stirred in yogurt, cinnamon, and some warm stewed apples. 2 weeks later, she emailed me and said not only had her digestion improved, but her energy had lifted and she even felt mentally clearer. Sometimes, just changing how we prepare a food can change how we feel physically, emotionally, and mentally. So next time you reach for a bowl of yogurt, consider stirring in a scoop of warm oats or prepping a jar of overnight oats before bed. You'll be giving your gut the prebiotics and fiber it craves while feeding your body with something timeless, affordable, and deeply nourishing. This isn't a trend. It's real food used wisely. And sometimes that's all our bodies are really asking for. A gentle closing thought. Before we wrap up, I want to take a quiet moment, not to teach, but simply to connect. For many of us, food is more than fuel. It's comfort, it's tradition, it's memory. But as our bodies change, our relationship with food can shift too. And that can be confusing, frustrating, even discouraging. If you've ever eaten something healthy and felt worse afterward, you're not alone. And you're not doing anything wrong. The truth is, as we age, our digestion changes. Our bodies start to ask us softly, patiently, to slow down, to listen more closely, and to make gentle adjustments. That's not a setback. That's an invitation. An invitation to care for yourself in a deeper, more compassionate way. That's why we've spent this time together, learning how to use something as humble as yogurt to truly support our health. When paired wisely, it can be a powerful ally. When combined poorly, it can create more harm than good. So here's a quick recap of what we explored today. Foods to avoid pairing with yogurt. Citrus fruits and melons, which can clash with yogurt's natural balance and irritate digestion. Meat and heavy proteins, which overload the gut when combined with dairy. Spicy or fried foods, which slow digestion and increase discomfort. And 3 foods to embrace. Cooked apples with cinnamon for their warming, fiber-rich, gut-soothing properties. Ground flax or chia seeds, tiny but mighty in supporting digestion, brain health, and regularity. Cooked or soaked oats, a prebiotic powerhouse that works hand in hand with yogurt's probiotics to strengthen your gut. These aren't complicated fixes. They're simple, thoughtful changes rooted in understanding and care. So tomorrow morning, when you open the fridge and reach for that bowl of yogurt, I hope you do so with just a little more confidence and maybe even a little more peace. Because you deserve to feel good. You deserve to enjoy the food you eat and to trust that it's helping, not hurting, your body. And if something here spoke to your heart, if you learned something or felt encouraged, I invite you to share it. Maybe with a friend, a sister, or someone who's been quietly struggling with their digestion just like you once were. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself. And remember, small changes really can lead to big results.